Hello, Guilty Feminists. This is Deborah. Before we start the podcast, I've got some incredible shows to tell you about all over the place. If you live in or around Margate or would like a day in Margate, on the 15th of August, I'm doing a Guilty Feminist at 4 p.m. in conversation with Lindsay Mendick, who is one of the UK's most exciting upcoming feminist artists. But she is so upcoming, she's kind of calm, as it were. And her exhibition is on the Carl Friedman Gallery. It's a gut punch of an exhibition. You have to see it if you can. Go along, have an ice cream on the beachfront, go see the exhibition, which is free, and then come over to see us at the TKE Studios. That's Tracy Emin Studios for the show at 4 p.m. If you are in Edinburgh or are going to be there for the Fringe, we are doing shows there for 4 nights. On the 20th of August, our very special guest is Hannah Spencer, the Green Party MP for Gorton and Denton, who is making waves in the House of Commons. On the 21st, live, we're going to be interviewing Linus Karp, who is doing an incredible show about a homophobic attack that happened to him in Soho. But he has a signature, whimsical, wonderful style, and he's managed to make a show about this that is absolutely glorious and funny and moving and wonderful. So we're very excited. On the 22nd, we've got the Palestinian Circus. These are Palestinians who are touring with their circus, and it is political circus. It's like visual poetry through aerial work and other acrobatics and juggling about liberation, about freedom. It's so beautiful. And they've promised me they're going to be able to do some of the act right in front of us on stage, as well as talk to us about what that experience is like. On the 23rd, I do not know who the guest is yet. We are filling that slot, but it will be somebody wonderful. And if you're interested in improvisation, I'm doing an improvisation show on the 23rd at 5 p.m. It's called Dream Date. It's a rom-com based on the lives of 2 audience members. Don't worry, it won't be you unless you want it to be you. On the 4th of September, The Guilty Feminist is coming to Newcastle at Live Theatre. And on the 5th of September, in the daytime, we are doing an open space. We've done 2 open spaces so far, both in London, and we wanted to take one up north. So we'll be at the Live Theatre all day. Anyone who is interested in figuring out how to form a meaningful resistance and create a better existence is welcome. We do not want the far right in this country, and that is why we've called this project The Road to Gilead. We worry that that is what we're on unless we do a 180. So many lovely projects, grassroots activities and actions have come out of the ones we've done. The open space method is lovely. It invites anybody who has got an idea or a question to suggest a breakout group. You can go from one breakout group to another. You don't have to have any ideas of your own. You can just come in and be curious as to what other people are talking about. You can participate as much or as little as you want. It's a really, really wonderful thing. So I encourage anybody who is in Newcastle or can get to Newcastle on the 5th of September to do that. We are also at the London Podcast Festival at 2 p.m. on the 13th of September. Watch this space for our incredible comedian and guest there. All of these things you can get tickets for at guiltyfeminist.com. Please come along to any of these events. It feels like we're really making progress against the far right at the moment. And now, on with the podcast.
I'm a feminist, but since realising and accepting my bisexuality, I really understand why men ask you, are you a tits or an ass man? They're so good!
What, tits or asses?
Exactly.
Bit of both.
A bit of both.
Fair enough.
What are you, Dad?
What, tits or ass?
Are you a tits or an ass woman?
I like breasts.
I'm the opposite. I'm into... This went worse than expected.
I fancy women who could be cast as a milkmaid in a costume drama.
Sure.
Like wenches. I fancy wenches. Like...
God, do you know what I fancy? I bloody fancy a wench right now.
Yeah, I do fancy wenches. Okay, I'm a feminist, but I have found this incredibly helpful. The offside rule explained. You're in a shop, second in line from the till. Behind the till is a dress you want. However, there's a girl in front that also wants it. You both actually left your purse at home. However, your friend is out shopping too and throws you her purse. As soon as she's thrown you the purse and it's left her hands, you're able to slip round the girl in front and buy it. Remember, until the purse has left your mate's hands, it would be wrong to push in front of the other girl. You would be offside. That's good, isn't it?
That is good. That could be a bit.
Well, I just made it one.
Yeah.
That's insulting, Flick. That
I mean,
could be a bit.
No, you could extend on
Expand.
it and make it a bigger routine.
I could, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I might do.
Do you know some people keep some of their thoughts to themselves? That's not really my vibe.
Do another I'm a Feminist but.
Okay. I'm a feminist butt. I should have been writing my feminist butts this afternoon, but instead I was talking to my boyfriend.
Hey!
Sorry.
Flick's got an exciting boyfriend.
I've got an...
She's got a great. Am I allowed to say new boyfriend? I can cover that.
Yeah, it's new. It's like
She's got a great newish boyfriend.
I'm in love. It's disgusting.
I'm a feminist, but I'm thinking of starting a new political campaign. Well, you have to decide if this is a political campaign. I'm thinking of starting a new campaign, and it might not be as political as some of the others or as noble as some of the others that I've done. There's a new movie out called Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass. It's out in the United States of America. This is the plot. When her fiancé uses their celebrity pass agreement, Midwest bride Gail Daughtry travels to Hollywood seeking revenge, pursuing her own celebrity encounter. Do you know who her celebrity is? It's Jon Hamm. Now, long-time listeners of this show will know that in the early days of this show, and by early days, I do mean the first 7 years, I was obsessed with Jon Hamm and Don Draper. One of my first ever I'm a Feminist buts was I'm a feminist but I sometimes have sexual fantasies about being dominated by famous fictitious misogynist Don Draper from Mad Men and truly believe if I met him, I could make him whole and heal his pain. Now, this was an obsession for years, and I always thought, sometimes we've done these really big shows at like London Palladium or the Royal Albert Hall, and I've always thought that my husband might somehow get hold of Jon Hamm's agent through a friend or something like that. And then I'm on the stage doing some I'm a Feminist but about Jon Hamm, and then he walks out behind me, and everyone's laughing and cheering, and I'm like, what? And then I turn around and he's there, and he comes over and he kisses me. Now, I admit that's a weird fantasy that my husband would set that up, but he's the producer. No one else is going to do it. Now, when I saw this movie, I was like, oh my God, somebody else is using my celebrity hall pass. This is incredible. And the campaign is this. It's on at the cinema right now in the United States of America, every state, all the states, every 50 states, and I don't mind them having something nice at the moment because they're having a very hard time in other ways. Look at their president. This is terrible. It's fine for them to have it. There is no cinema release here. There is no plans for streaming in the UK. We will never, ever see it unless we have a coordinated campaign. Now, I do a lot of campaigns for other people. I do a lot of campaigns for minority groups.
You don't ask for much, Deb.
I don't ask for much. When have I ever asked you to do a campaign for me? Never. I'm asking now. We need to coordinate. We need to ask the studio and bother them so much. At least let us stream it. If we coordinate this and it streams, I will put on a live streaming. I would put on a live screening of the streaming.
Are you sure?
I'm breathless at the thought of it. I'll come back to the Isle of Wight to stream it here, if it happens, okay? So can you just help me out?
Okay. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. Do you know what a VPN is?
A visible panty line?
No. VPN.
VPN.
It allows you. It's an app or a website which allows you to watch things that are being streamed in other countries.
Oh yeah, I have heard of that. But isn't that all piratey and bad, and it's going to be all grainy?
Absolutely
I need to see
not.
Jon Hamm and also John Slattery's in the movie as well. Jon Hamm's boss in Mad Men. I'm going to need to see it in full clarity. All right. Well, you hook me up with a VPN, and then this campaign doesn't need to happen, and we can focus on really important things.
I love the campaign. I would absolutely contribute.
I'd like to see it in the cinema, to be honest, and I don't ask for much.
Look, let's aim a little bit higher. What if we get 100,000 signatures for a petition and the government discuss it?
Oh, please, can we do that?
That's a bigger one. That's
Because
funny.
Andy Burnham's going to be really keen to please.
Yeah.
Because he's new. You know, like you have a new boyfriend. Like your boyfriend at the moment is keen to please. It's new. It's new.
Doing great.
It's new. Andy Burnham. Andy Burnham's my new political boyfriend. My new political boyfriend who's hopefully keen to please. I'm sure I'm going to be massively disappointed. He's already saying policies that are making me go, pretend he didn't say that. But here we are. Live from the Ventnor Fringe on the Isle of Wight, the Spontaneity Shop presents The Guilty Feminist with me, Deborah Frances-White, guest co-host Felicity Ward, and our very special guests, Cody, Pevreall, and Ben Holmes, talking about spoken word poetry and its political ends. Hello, the Isle of Wight. I am Deborah Frances-White. You are the Isle of Wight. This seems perfect. I feel like, you know how Trump names things after himself? Or he'll just say, the Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America. I have decided that for my mental health, this will now be called the Isle of Deborah Frances-White. Welcome to my island. I've only been here once, and it was today. So I'm loving it. I want to come here on a holiday now. It's so lovely. And yeah, you said yes, enthusiastic, like I can stay with you. Do you have a spare room? 3 spare rooms. Who else wants to stay? What's your name? Maria. Mariam. Miriam or Mariam? Mariam. Is that correct? Okay, very good. We're all staying at Mariam's. Do you live in Ventnor? No? Okay, this has taken a turn. Now, a lot of people are listening at home, and they don't understand the joke. I said to Mariam, if you're listening at home, because Mariam doesn't have a microphone, I said, you live in Ventnor. She went, no. And then the audience turned on her. Like, this feels a bit gladiatorial, this venue. They turned. Now, I don't understand why that's funny or interesting. But someone will tell me, not Mariam. Who is from Ventnor who can tell me why Mariam went, no, and why you all went, oh? Anybody? Ventnor is the best place on the entire island. That's a gauntlet thrown down. Now, Mariam, I'm now coming to you for right to reply. Like any good journalist, why did you go no like that? Ventnor is lovely. Hold on, I think I need to give you my mic because this is going to be great.
Ventnor is lovely, but it is not convenient.
I'm amazed she didn't drop that mic. It is not convenient. Now, I come from London. And let me tell you, Ventnor... Oh, someone's just said to Mariam, you're from London. You're from London. Oh, my goodness. See, I think anywhere is convenient where you're not fighting your way through traffic and people who are angry to get anywhere. So I find Ventnor very convenient because I'm staying at a lovely little hotel, and then all you do is you wander down the hill and you come up all these lovely brunch places. Now, and cafes and restaurants. Admittedly, the restaurants will not serve you a thing after 8:30. That I don't understand because it's the Fringe. It's the Fringe. So there's all these tourists here coming to see shows and people drink. We came out of a show, it was in a tent in a field, as lots of these shows tend to be. And then at half-time, all these people came out at the interval and just stood in a dark park because there was no one to sell them booze. And I went, why? Like in London, that would never happen because somebody would see an opportunity to sell alcohol to already drunk people and think, there's money here. There was just a dark park, and all the cafe owners of the bar was like, well, we'd like to get home. We've got the pit backed up on streaming, and we're not interested. We've got enough money. We've made enough money by 8:30. We've not got mad ambitions to open another restaurant. This is the one we've got. Also, a lot of the cafes have 8 tables, all reserved for local brunch people. Just says sort of reserved for Phil, reserved for Jean, reserved for Mariam. And they know those people have come for brunch before, they'll come for brunch again. They're not interested. They're like, you look like you're not from Ventnor. And we need to let you know Ventnor is not convenient. There'll be nothing here done for your convenience. So then you have to go to a next one and go, is there a table? And they say, yes, actually, somebody's just asked to sit outside. So we do have one table for two. And that's so far how we've got to eat, because somebody else has decided to sit outside twice. Other than that, all tables are locked down for you. Just give us a cheer if you are from Ventnor. Give us a cheer if you're from the Isle of Wight, but not Ventnor. Oh, more people from the Isle of Wight, but not Ventnor. What other parts of the Isle of Wight are there? The only one I know so far is Ventnor. But I've been here look, we came over on the ferry yesterday. The only thing we did is have supper and go to bed. Oh, see a show and go to bed. That's all we've done. So I don't know. But I've looked on the map. You get off at the ferry and then you have to drive a long way to get to Ventnor. What else would be here if I wanted to go to other places? Shout out another good place. So that's an actual farm, is it? For garlic. See, I was sort of looking for areas. But is that like its own constituency, the garlic farm? I am riveted to the Isle of Wight. This is an iconic place. So there's Ventnor and the garlic farm. Anywhere else? What can you do? What can you do? Pride. Is Pride a place here? Ride, as in ticket to? Oh, lovely. Do they have Pride in Ride? Because I would really like... They do. Do they have the Ride Pride today? Oh my God, the Ride Pride is today. I would have gone there. What was that? You're skipping the Ride Pride for me. I feel both honoured and a little guilty. They don't call me the guilty feminist for nothing. I'm keeping people from Ride Pride, which in Ireland means something totally different. That was a really good joke, but only for this section of the audience. You know, when Irish people say, oh, he's such a ride. Yeah. I say, tactfully not doing the accent. I had to restrain myself, but I did. I'm guilty feminist, but not that guilty. So garlic, but just back to the garlic farm for a second. When people go there, what do? Do you get to pick garlic? Or you just look at it? It's a festival. The farm's all year round, but there's a festival in August, a garlic festival. Yes, Mariam's very good. Is the garlic festival convenient, Mariam? Mariam, is the garlic festival convenient? No, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Ventnor, jury's still out, but the garlic festival, convenient but worth it. Inconvenient but worth it. So we've got Ventnor, we've got the garlic festival / farm, we've got ride, as in ticket to, as in pride ride, as in what Irish people say when they fancy you / Irish sex. Irish sex sounds like Irish dancing, like they only do it with the bottom half of their body, which I'm sure is not true. Anywhere else that people live in Ventnor? Yes? You don't live there? Oh, in the Isle of Wight, sorry. Yes, go on. Bembridge, but you don't live there, you're just advocating for it. You think it's a nice place. Where do you live, if that's not too rude? Near Petersfield. And that is funny to people? It's not the Isle of Wight! It's not the Isle of Wight. Now, is that... That's the mainland. Oh, okay. Oh. It's the mainland. It's the mainland. So you're from the mainland, but you come to the Isle of Wight frequently? You come here on holidays. Okay, so you're on holiday. Okay. But you're, as a tourist, telling us that Bembridge is to be recommended. Yeah. Is that where you're staying? You're staying in Bembridge. Oh, okay. You're staying in Ventnor, but you recommend Bembridge for a day out. Okay. Great. Excellent. Just give us a cheer if you're here in Ventnor for the Fringe. Give us the cheer if you're here from the mainland. And did you come specially for the Fringe? Oh, that's wonderful. So loads of people come from the mainland to the Fringe. Excellent. can I ask you, what is the most feminist place in the Isle of Wight? Ventnor. Ventnor is the most feminist place. Why are you laughing in that kind of hollow and risible way, though? Is it because you don't think the Isle of Wight's very feminist? It's not. It's old school. Yeah, it's old school. So the whole Isle of Wight is old school and needs a sort of feminist upgrade. And so all the people who are feminists in the Isle of Wight are here in this tent. Okay, great. So we have this is the well that you've come. This is the thirsty well, and you've come. Great. Okay, super. Just give us a cheer if you listen to the Guilty Feminist. Give us a cheer if you don't know what you're at. Okay, so this is a podcast. And if you don't know what a podcast is, it's radio that nobody stops you making, which is why women do it so often. And it's about feminism, but we start funny, usually. I mean, I hope you agree. And then there's some more. I have a co-host that comes on. We do some stand-up comedy. We do some kind of one-liner confessions. And then we have guests on, and that's often a gear change. Sometimes those guests are activists who tell us about something sad or difficult. But because we've had some comedy up the front, people are willing to put up with that. And then they go, no, we should do something about that. We should do something about that. So really, we're luring you in with comedy, and then we say, oh, but the world is in this place, and we take action. So I'm seeing you're going, I was not told this. Are you looking at me like... Sorry, I don't mean to assume you... What's your name, sir? Yes. Roger. I felt it was. Roger, what's brought you here today? I'm a DFL. A DFL? What's that? Oh, down from London. DFL. So I've brought you here. You like me? Oh, that's disappointing. I thought he said, I like you. I'm here for you. What he said is, like you, I'm a DFL. I'm a down from London. So you say people are DFL because they've got a holiday house here, they come here on the weekend. Do you resent the DFLs? Yes, wildly. There was no pause there, Roger, was there? There wasn't like a little pause, 2 or 3 seconds of like, well... You know, the houses are empty during the week and they only come in the summer and, but we like them. It's great for tourism, but we would love them to be here more. No, it was just, do you resent them? Yes. Yes. That was an unequivocal, oh, hold on. Where am I stepping out of the way so that no one can film me? I hate the fact that now I have to be filmed at all times. A podcast used to be audio only, but now they need clips all the time. So I have to go back here. I don't care. So, DFL, you're down from London. So do you have a house here, Roger?
I've married a local.
You've married a local? Oh. What was that?
Ventnor Botanic Garden.
You married her in Ventnor Botanic Garden. And is she here? There, right there. So you were here on the Isle of Wight, and where did you meet?
In Saigon.
You met in Saigon. This is like a movie.
As you do.
As you do. So you were both in Saigon working or holidaying? Yes. Something was going on there. So you met in Saigon, came back, you said, I'm from London. She said, I'm from the Isle of Wight. And you said, we'll have to make a compromise. You must come and live in London. But I will marry you in the garden, in the Ventnor garden.
There was an interval of 20 years.
There was an interval of 20 years. An interval? What? Hold on. What? You met her in Saigon, then 20 years later you said, I can't live without you. Something like that. And they say men can't commit. This is absolutely fascinating. All right. So this is a feminist show. This means that it'll become clear as we go on. Just give us a cheer if you consider yourself a feminist. Give us a cheer if you're a feminist skeptic. No, nobody is willing to say, and that is correct, because they will turn on you, Roger. And there's enough of them, they could crush you. It'd be like Murder on the Orient Express. Who's done it? Nobody. And yet everybody, Roger. Do you consider yourself a feminist, Roger? Do you consider yourself a feminist? Absolutely. Well done, Roger. And that's how easy it is for a posh white man to get a round of applause. If I'd asked you, what's your name? Alex. If I'd said, Alex, are you a feminist? Absolutely. No. Had Roger not got that applause, she would have got literally nothing. People would have been like, yeah, she's at the Guilty Feminist. What do you think? Of course she is. That's the responsibility of every woman. But Roger says he's a feminist, and we are grateful, Roger. Grateful, because we live in a world where that's not a given, Roger. But I'm delighted that you are. Can I ask you one thing, Roger? How would we know you were a feminist if you didn't tell us? What do you do that makes you a feminist, do you think? I listen. Oh. Again, the bar is low for men. People, did you hear that? That was the sound, that was the sound of a sort of mini collective orgasm of women there, Roger. A man who listens. Have a chat to a man here tonight. Look around. Anyone single? Just put your hand up. This is the bit that's like feminist Bumble. Just quickly look around. See who's single. Because you might meet a man here who might marry you in 20 years. It's happened before and it'll happen again. All right. Are we ready to start the show? Then please welcome to the stage my incredible co-host for this evening. It's the wonderful Felicity Ward!
Hello! I brought my bag onto stage because I don't trust you. Hi, how are you? Here is a fun fact. My grandmother is from the Isle of Wight.
What?
Yes, so historically I am of your people. You can tell by the way I speak. I sound like I'm from Ventnor itself.
So your grandmother's from the Isle of Wight. How did you end up in Australia?
My mother and father had sex, and that's how I... No, not into that joke. Okay. Because my grandma and my grandpa were 10-pound poms, and Mum was born in Weymouth, and then they went over when she was 5, and they went straight to a place called Darwin, which has one of the thickest accents of any part of Australia. So you could not tell that my mother even has ancestral links to England because her Australian accent was beat out of it pretty quickly.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you automatically have a passport?
Well, let me tell you this on the Guilty Fucking Feminist. Up until, if you were born, I think they changed it in 1983. Yeah. If you were born in Australia and your father was British, you automatically got a British passport.
Oh, yes, patriality.
If your mother was British, you did not. Oh. You did not, because what did she do in the pregnancy and birth? Nothing. She was a passenger the whole time. So then they changed it, but you still have to apply to it. And then I have ADHD, so I got it 3 years ago.
Excellent. Wow. So patriality, that's what they used to call it. What do they call it now? Parentality. Patriality and matriality.
I don't know.
You didn't ask. Yeah.
It's called thank you for letting me earn pounds. That's what the visa is called now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you have a British passport because your mum and dad are from the UK?
Just my mum, not dad.
Oh, just your mum. Sorry. Yes,
Dad
of
is
course.
Australian as. I had just started seeing my ex-husband, this is like 15 years ago, and my dad left a voice note, or like, obviously not a voice note, he doesn't know how to use technology. He left a voicemail message, and I played it on speaker, and my ex-husband had no idea what he was saying.
Oh, wow.
That's how thick my dad's Australian accent is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard Margot Robbie say on a chat show, because Margot Robbie's from the same town as me in Australia, the Gold Coast, when she did Neighbours, they had to give her voice coaching lessons, dialect coaching lessons, because she was too Australian for Neighbours. And she said, yeah, I had to be.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Oh, I wonder if there's footage of her when she's like, "I'm like in Queensland."
There must be.
Oh, can you imagine? That's an OnlyFans account I would pay for. Just Margot Robbie, like reading out scripts of things that she's already done before. She's like, yeah, my name's Barbie. Like, yes, please.
Heathcliff?
Heathcliff? I have a bit in my show about it, that because my son is from North London and he sounds like he's from North London. And his grandmother on his dad's side was a school teacher, and she's very well spoken. They're like really working class, second generation immigrants, but they have very clear, like they speak very clearly. So my son is like, "Mummy, can I help you pack the dishwasher, please?" And as an Australian, there is something about a fairly posh English, it brings out the convict in me, where I'm like, no, I can't fight him, he's only 5, I can't do it.
Does he make you feel like there's a colonial presence in the house?
Yeah, sometimes, when he just says, "No, Mummy," I'm like, what did you fucking say to me? No, I never do that.
No, Mummy, thank you so much, Mummy.
Yeah, and look, my son is the light of my life. He's an absolute fucking angel. He's a magical being. You've never met any child like him. He's incredible. Obviously, I have to say that because otherwise people go, "This is supposed to be a feminist podcast and you're talking about your son." Cheer the fuck up. Anyway, I have to have like reverse elocution lessons with him, like opposite of My Fair Lady, where I have to teach him how to speak with an Australian accent.
By George, I think he's got it.
Yeah, I'm like, "All right, honey, this is one sound, no consonants. How you going? One sound. Further in the nose. How you going?"
Couple of Sheilas, back of the year, go bush, no worries.
I love when Deborah tries to do an Australian accent.
I have a perfectly serviceable Australian accent. It is a bit Kath and Kim, I agree. Do you think I can't sound... Some Australians say to me now, "No, Deb, you just sound like a palm."
You sound like an English person doing a good Australian accent. You don't sound like an Australian. It still fascinates. I know that you're Australian.
I am.
But I can't believe you're from Queensland. Queensland is Queensland.
I'm Muriel from Muriel's wedding.
Yeah.
I left earlier and I stayed away longer.
Yeah.
And I'm basically Muriel. Look at me. I'm actually Muriel from Muriel's wedding. I look like Muriel from Muriel's wedding. I look so much like Muriel from Muriel's wedding that I was at a party in New York once.
See, party. You go party.
Party. Oh, okay.
Party.
So I'm trying to do an Australian accent and it's been corrected by a more Australian.
Thank
Party.
You. Party.
I was anyway, I'll just say it in my own voice. I was at a party in New York and a woman came up to me. She was very drunk. And she was like, "Oh my God." She was like, "Oh my God, you are Muriel from Muriel's wedding." And I went, "No, I'm not." And she went, "You are, guys, as the actress from Muriel's wedding." And she got people over. And she was just absolutely backed me up against a wall. And I was saying, I feel I would remember. I think it would have changed my life.
I didn't do that much cocaine in the 90s, sure.
Tessa, I just think I would know if I were... And she was so adamant and wouldn't back down. And so I just had to eventually say, "I am. I just don't like being recognised." So that she would go the fuck away. So I know I do look like her, even at least to very drunk people.
Do you know what you're actually doing?
Yes.
I have a friend of mine who's Scottish, and she lived in Australia for like 15, 20 years, and she was a flight attendant, and she does... Sorry, this is such a boring story, but I've started now. We have to finish. She does an impression of someone that she used to work with who was from the Gold Coast, and it's exactly the same as yours. And I wonder if it's a specific Gold Coast accent from like 20 years ago, because there has been slight variation.
Maybe.
For anyone who's interested in dialect and accents, this is interesting. For everyone else, they want a refund, and that's fair.
Mariam, so far, is this show convenient? Great. Excellent. I mean, it's right here. That's the most convenient point.
As we're on the Isle of Wight, I need to say one thing.
Yes.
Why is it cheaper to fly to Portugal than to drive a car on the fucking ferry? It is... Do you know how much... Look...
No, we came on the train, and then we just got on the ferry as human beings with a suitcase.
Which is what I usually do, but I had to stop somewhere on the way, and then I had to come here, and then I'm going to Brighton tomorrow, so there's lots of driving.
How much was it on the ferry? The DFLs are laughing. I can hear them.
P.S. DFL on Pride Day should be down for lesbians. Surely.
Down for lesbians.
Down for lesbians.
Down for lesbians,
yeah. So, granted, I booked it on the day. I didn't know. I was like, oh, this will probably be more expensive because it's on the day.
Oh, they're hissing it booked on the day.
Better believe it. Deborah, I would like you to guess what a return ferry with a car is.
100 quid.
It's...
I don't like that.
Wouldn't
That's
that
been
be
the biggest
lovely?
laugh in the show
Wouldn't
so
that be
far.
lovely?
That's because I feel we've had a fairly good show for laughs.
Yeah.
I think people have really gotten on board. But
doing
somehow
local
that
now,
has been
Deborah.
the biggest laugh in the show.
Yeah, yep.
200 quid.
It was £248 return. £248? Are you fucking insane?
That's return
That's return.
but also you've got to pay for your petrol.
Yes.
You've got to, that's extreme.
It's extreme. And then
Do they not want people to come here for the Fringe?
Well,
Because people shouldn't spontaneously on the day go, oh, it'd be good to go to Ventnor today.
It's got real local vibes for local people. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want you people here. What's that? The
ferries are evil. Haunted.
Please, I'm sorry, that's the show. Let's talk about why are the ferries evil? They've got us
to ransom.
Absolutely, you're trapped on this island if it isn't for them, unless you have a helicopter or a boat. Interesting. I'm with you. Let's start a union.
Could we build a bridge? Oh.
I'm guessing that has been posited before.
People do not want a bridge. People do not want a bridge. People do not want a bridge because then it'll make you mainland.
That's right.
Is that
and
the
then
problem?
There'll be more DFLs.
There'll be many more DFLs.
Willy-nilly.
So you don't want a bridge, but you want a ferry that is free for locals. If you can prove you live on the Isle of Wight, you can go back and forth.
Yes.
But charge the DFLs. I've solved it with my socialism.
Absolutely. I'm from a very small town, so I understand, and I'm from a beach town, so I really understand the DFL mindset, because we would call them Sydney wankers. We lived an hour and a half north of Sydney, and I'm from a town of 1,500 people, and they'd come there for their holidays and with their big cars, and they'd park in the middle of the road. As an adult, I do understand that our entire economy depended on those fuckwits visiting, and as someone who worked in hospitality, I would not have had a job if it weren't for them. So I have balance. I understand your perspective, and also capitalism means that people like me do have to come here, and I apologise.
All great leaders are storytellers. A manager can tell you what to do, but a leader tells you the story of how things can be. There are no great leaders who aren't shaping a vision, and a vision is a story of the future. We have never needed leaders more because the world has never been a more uncertain place. I'm hearing from businesses all the time now, we don't know what this industry, this business, this project is going to look like in 5 years' time. We've no way of knowing. And that means the world is hungry for leaders, hungry for people who can tell a story of what the future might look like. Now, you might say, I'm not a storyteller, I'm not creative. I'm going to ask you this. Do you worry? Do you have anxiety about the future? Because if so, you're a storyteller. Worry is just your brain offering you a story for free. Anxiety is your subconscious writing a story for you. It's not that great leaders don't worry. Of course they do. But great leaders don't say that's the end of the story. They say there's a bigger story than that, a better story than that. To do this, you need to be able to tell really good stories. You need to be able to understand how stories work. You need to be able to take them apart and put them back together. The Storytelling Leadership Academy is an online program of seminars, coaching, resources for leaders who need to find their voice and tell their story. To find out more and to book your place, go to the-spontaneity-shop.com or just click the link in the show notes. The course starts on the 28th of September and places are limited.
Would you like to hear Felicity Ward do some stand-up? And please welcome to the stage the incredible Felicity Ward!
Hi! As you know, I drove here, and I only got my British driver's licence only about 3 years ago, and I've been driving everywhere. I'm having a lovely time. I just feel like if you are foreign, it would have been very helpful when we get our licence if we just get a couple of tips that aren't on the test but are imperative to drive in the UK. So what I would have liked to have happened is, I passed my test and then my instructor would have handed my licence and said, congratulations. Well, he wouldn't say congratulations, he's English. So he would have said... And then what I would have liked him to say is, hey, just before you get in the car, do you know about indicators? And I go, yes, indicate left to go left, indicate right to go right. And he would say, do not use them under any circumstances. They are considered a sign of weakness in our culture. And then he would say, do you know about mini roundabouts? I go, absolutely, same principle as a regular roundabout, only smaller. And he's like, yeah, kind of. Do you know what? They're just some circles that we painted on the ground in 1975. What I want you to do is approach it like a four-way game of Deathly Chicken, yeah? Just pedal to the floor, close your eyes if you want, doesn't even matter. Whoever gets there first wins, whoever gets there second dies. Now, do you know about using your high beams? And I say, absolutely, you use it when there's no oncoming traffic, no on-street lighting. And he would say, yes, and we have also created a Morse code system with which we use to communicate to each other. So you flash once to say thank you. You flash twice to say, you come through, I'll wait here because the road is too narrow. And then you flash 800 times to say, you are in the wrong lane on the motorway, sir. Please kindly move over to your left. And finally, he would say, do you know about British country roads? And I'd say, no. What are they? 3, 4 lanes wide? And he would say, they are the width of a Nissan Micra. I go, 2 ways? Shit, that sounds hectic. I'm assuming then they're very straight and long so you can see what's coming towards you. And he would say, it is hairpin bend after hairpin bend after hairpin bend. Potholes, no guttering. No markings, no street lights. Horses, tractors, and it's all set in a fucking hedge maze. So you can never prepare, visually or audibly, for what is coming at you next. And I say, my God, that sounds stressful. It must take so long to get anywhere because surely, under those circumstances, the speed limit, what is it, 10, 15 miles an hour? And he'd laugh in my dirty little face and I go, not 20 miles an hour. And he'd say 60 British miles an hour. Unless, of course, you're local, then by all means, you go as fast as you possibly can. Tailgate, beep your horn, flash your lights. They should just have signs that say, speed up or die, pussy! Which is to say, it's just grateful to be here at all. I'm grateful. I have some very exciting news, which you may have picked up earlier in the show. I am now officially, as of the end of last year, I'm officially divorced. I'm fucking divorced. I'm divorced. I'm a divorcee. I'm French. Love saying I'm a divorcee. It makes me feel like I went to university. I didn't. Why would I be here? I have no transferable skills. So we broke up 3 years ago and I didn't date anyone for like the first year. I've never dated many people in my life, so I didn't think I was going to date anyone again, and I was absolutely fine with that, to be honest. And then my sister said, lots of women have these people in their lives. Mine was my sister. She said, you've never been on dating apps before, you should go on dating apps, because when I met my ex-husband, they didn't exist. And I said, do you know what? I don't think they're for me. And she's like, come on, mate, you've got to get back out there. I'm like, I actually don't, and I don't think they're for me. And she goes, let me set your profile up. Go on one date. So I went on one date, and Ventnor, I'm here to tell you, dating apps were for me. I took to them like a duck to water. This is going to sound like a joke. In a 2-year period, I went on dates with 50 different people. 50! It's like a part-time job, isn't it? Some of them I would consider work. Occasionally charity. You know what they say about divorcees, you've either got to get laid or revenge, and I'm all out of revenge. That's not true, I'm incredibly petty. I looked through all the people that I've dated, and I'd like to tell you that my type in men is the classic, tall, dark and handsome. I'd like to tell you that, but that would be a lie. Socially anxious autistics, that's my sweet spot. Yeah, real moth to a flame there. I'm like, I'm weird. They're like, I can make it weird. I'm like, close enough, get in, buddy. I don't care how tall you are. You could be 4'9". If you've got a special interest subject and you're funny with eye contact, I'm your fucking lady. I like them worried. Started dating non-binary people for the first time. Started dating women for the first time. And then I stopped dating women because I'm too old to learn a new skill. Humbling is how I would describe that. Very humbling going from being an expert in your field to a trainee again. Do you know what I mean? Because all of the women that I dated, we had the same equipment. Very different operating manuals, I found. And I was nervous, and you can't hesitate with heavy machinery. You can't, you'll lose a finger. When I came out, all my queer mates were like, what's your type in women? What's your type in women? I'm like, I don't know. I've been trying to avoid them for a couple of years now. But after a recent holiday, I narrowed it down to every waitress in Spain. And I'm very late to come out. I was like 41 when I realised that I was bi. And I can literally still remember the moment that it sort of clicked. And I was, on the day I was going to buy a skateboard, that was it. That was the moment that I realised, if you're a woman in your 40s and you think that you're straight and you're considering buying a skateboard, that's a little warning sign, buddy. There's 3 main warning signs. The first one is if you want to buy a skateboard. The second one is if you want to shave any part of your hair. And the third is the sudden or long-standing urge to eat puss. They're the big 3 I've found. Imagine dressing like this and not knowing you're bisexual. Honestly, how did you find out you were bisexual? I bought a full-length mirror. What? And you know what I found out? I found that, like, I'm quite good at flirting with men. I was quite good at flirting with non-binary people. Women, I am absolutely dog shit. I don't know what happens. I lose my mind. So there was this one woman that I went on a couple of dates with, and she was fantastic. She was really fun. She was really interesting. I didn't date that many women, but all the women that I dated were so fun, so interesting, great conversationalists, really good at organising, asked me what days I have my kids so they could, so considerate. They were really, really comprehensive. The men, fucking hell, I won't say anything. Do you know what? Just fill in the blanks because the bar is in hell. Anyway, I went on 2 dates with this woman, and then one night we were texting, and it was getting a little bit spicy. Not very spicy, just a little bit spicy, just above lemon and herb. And she texted me. This is very good. She texted me and she said, "I can't imagine that. You'll have to send me a photo because I'm a visual learner." How good is that? And then she said, "What type of learner are you?" And I said, "Slow." We did not go on a 3rd date. Thank you very much.
Felicity Ward, everybody! Our guests today are local Isle of Wight spoken word poets. So for my bit, I decided this afternoon I would write some spoken word. Okay, so this is spoken word that I wrote today, all right? So, you know, I did this especially for you, Ventnor. I feel like you're now thinking it's not going to be very good. It's going to be fine. Okay. Just telling you, this is not from my anthology. Okay. All right. I'm just going to put this on aeroplane because I've had no signal whatsoever. And as soon as I've stepped up here, suddenly I'm getting all these texts. So it's back here. There's signal here. If anyone needs signal, just centre stage. So I tried to do some feminist spoken word. Oh, fucking hell, they're still flapping out. It's on aeroplane. Ready. This is called Advice for Women and Girls. You've got to be careful. Be wary of what you wear and where you wear it. What you conceal when you slip on a skirt. What you reveal when you pop on a top with a V at the neck that points to the promise of more. You've got to be careful of who that's all for. Don't show them too much, because then if you're grabbed, if you're groped, if you're annexed or choked, they'll say, well, you should have known better than that. We warned you, you should have worn more. You're pawning your soul out in those clothes. Those boots that go up to your knees, they're leading the eye on. Your legs that go up to your arse are asking for it. You're igniting the hungry male urge, the libidinous unruly scourge, the wild animals some men can't tame. You'll have to take some of the blame, most of the shame, all of the pain. But don't cover too much now, my dears. Don't go hiding your hair or your ears. You swaddle your head and you're not welcome here. Your God is not ours and your mission unclear. You'll make the men angry and they'll come with sticks. They'll burn down your house and assault you for kicks. Be modest and pliant, but to the right men, not to the wrong ones who subjugate women and curtail their freedom to dress how they please, because they'll lose control if they see your knees. The good men just want you to see that you're safe, safe from oppression and safe on a date, from the very few men who would look in your eyes and hurt you, because most accusations are lies. So dress like a wife before you are one. Present like a mother who's harmless and fun. Because not all men want to hunt you for sport, but a tiny cohort will risk being caught, and for them, you must choose what to wear, if I'm honest. You can undo their violent intent if you're modest. Thank you. This one is called Trad Wife. Surveys show that between 7% to 20% of young women actively aspire to be a trad wife. They think it's not a bad life to have a husband who wins the bread and brings home the bacon. They feel that advantage is being taken because it turns out having it all means doing it all. They're sick of being cash cows and would rather be housefrows. They want to be at home sweet home, not work shit work. They say hustle culture leads to burnout. They're sick of waiting for life to earn out. They're looking back and starting to yearn out at history. Be a trad wife, a traditional wife. The world's oldest known marriage contract is a 4,000-year-old Assyrian clay tablet discovered in Turkey. The OG prenup for the most trad wife in our world's long life. A couple named Laquapum and Hatala. We know Hatala is the woman because she comes second. The prenuptial contract says that if our dear Hatala cannot produce a child within 2 years of marriage, Laquapum will appoint a female slave as a surrogate. This is carved onto the clay in cuneiform script. One of the earliest forms of writing in human history was used to tell a woman she'd better get banging out babies or another woman would be assaulted handmaid style until she was knocked up. The laws at that time said a handmaid who hasn't conceived can be sold as a slave, but once she has had a man's child, he can't sell her because her status has risen. She's a mother now. Although that man might still keep her as a slave. He might keep the mother of his honoured child on as a slave. It's up to him. It's up to him. It's up to him. It's up to him. Surveys show that between 7% to 20% of young women actively aspire to be a trad wife because they cannot imagine a life in which they could be more property than person, more baby machine than human, more ovaries than hear her pleas for freedom. Self-determination is such a given for young women. They don't know what it would mean to be in a hustle culture for their own humanity. Thank you. Our guests today are from Vex Spoken Word, the official spoken word group of the Ventnor Exchange. Vex has its own venue at the Fringe this year called The Garage, where poets will be gathering throughout the festival to air their grievances about the world and imagine a better future. Please welcome to the stage Ben Holmes, and please welcome to the mic Cody Pevreall.
I'm Cody. I'm going to do one poem for you today. And I just want to tell you a bit of a backstory about this poem. So I was sat in a cafe in January, and there were a couple of women talking. It was about Trump's inauguration. And they were talking about queer people in general and saying things like, oh, aren't all the gay couples buying up the 3-bedroom houses selfishly? And but one of the things that they said, they were talking about trans people, and they said, well, I can't even imagine how they have sex. And I thought, well, I'm trans, and I've had sex at least once, so I can write a poem that might help her out. So, kissing seems simple enough, but when we get to the part where our stubble rips apart like Velcro on old school shoes, it really does kill the mood. And I'm sorry my testosterone hasn't quite grown my hands to the size they need to be to put my thumb and my pinky in your ears the way you like it. So instead, I'll bend you over the footstool to get a better view of your coccyx. No, I don't think we should call it a buffet. Isn't that a little too... How do I like it? When you wind your leg around mine for the walk to the bedroom like a sexy 3-legged race. Much better than what we did that time with the egg and spoon. And I promise the only reason I bring up the tug of war is to say that your friction burns have healed nicely. I won't mention it again, really. I really lost track of who's supposed to wear the strap and where it's supposed to go, so neither in a nostril seems like the best bet. I take it from the sneezing that I was right. Now for the grand finale, my signature move. I'll look at you directly in the eye for a solid 30 minutes and think really hard until one of us... Oh, come here a sec. You've got an eyelash on your cheek. I get it for you, but I'm too weak from all the looking. So while you look in the mirror and I lie here sweaty for all the wrong reasons, I hope one day to successfully imagine a fuck as disgusting as our love.
Cody Pevreall, everybody. And now, Ben Holmes.
Thank you very much. This one's a bit less, funny, basically. This poem is a culmination of our community telling us what their ideal future looked like. We use their ideas as inspiration for this piece. It is quite short, but hopefully our futures will be longer. We create the stardust from whence we came. And if we cease, it will be made again and sprinkled to say, regardless of me, we existed. Thank you.
Ben Holmes, everybody. Cody and Ben, thank you so much for joining us. What is the Garage? And tell us all about spoken word and what you're doing here in Ventnor and on the Isle of Wight.
So, yes, so it's a little micro venue next to Ingram's Yard. And we're open pretty much the whole of the festival. We've got a poetry exhibition on throughout the festival with lots of interactive elements and poetry written by the community. And then this weekend, we've got a showcase and open mic with the theme to air your grievances. It's called The Clear Out. And then next weekend, we'll be doing the same thing, but the idea will be to come up with solutions to the problems for the grievances that we've been talking about for the last week.
I really love what you're doing, and I came and visited the Garage, and I thought it was wonderful. How long has your group been going on the Isle of Wight?
So for 6 years. So we were set up by someone called Tim Martin. I actually only joined the group 3 years ago, so Ben's probably better.
Oh, yeah. It started late 2020 during kind of lockdown. And this guy, Tim Martin, he kind of teamed up with The Exchange to create a spoken word fortnightly kind of workshops, really. And I joined then at the start. And yeah, they just kept going and going and going. And the idea was that at Fringe, every year, there would be a showcase of kind of the poetry that we've been working on for the year. And, about a couple of years ago, Tim stepped down and basically passed us the baton. And we've kind of carried on and, done kind of more with it. Yeah, so
we've had a show every year at Fringe up until this year's the first year. We've got our own venue, so it's very exciting for us.
Yeah. Great. And that's a rolling venue, so people can come in and hear things, different shows throughout the day and the evening.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Can I ask you about the political nature or the political power of spoken word?
Yeah, I mean, we unintentionally, but we're quite a political group. We've done a couple of shows. We had a show a couple of years ago called Enough is Enough, and the whole point of that was for us to talk about all the issues going on in the world and attempt to leave on a light note, although it was probably more of a moan than it was supposed to be. And we do try and there's kind of the actual words of spoken word and then the community aspect. So we do try and use it as an opportunity to connect with the community as much as possible. So our poetry apothecary, so that's poems written by people in our workshops and handed out to people all throughout Fringe for free, and kind of a way of connecting people through words, even if they're not meeting each other. Hopefully you can have your day brightened by a poem that someone wrote a month ago.
And you carry it's sort of like an old-fashioned cigarette, they used to call them cigarette girls, that like in Hollywood movies. But instead of having cigarettes, you've got poems that are rolled to look like cigarettes. That's very much how it comes across. And I kind of want to see you in a pillbox hat. I'm a feminist, but I want to see you in a pillbox hat.
And the message is smoking is good for you. That's the message.
You offered one to me, and I said, and you can say gratitude or love or whatever you want to feel, excited, and so on and so on. And I picked dynamic or something like that, and I got this poem, and then I unroll it, and I've got that poem, and I can take it away with me, which is a really lovely offering. I assumed when I met you that you were selling them, because in London you would be selling them. I have sometimes there's men that come down the queue if you're queuing for something, and then they say, I want to sing you a song because I think you're beautiful, and I think you don't. You want to sing me a song, and then you were going to give me a card reader. And also, I want to support the arts, I want to support them, but I'm sort of like, I just want to know up front what the interaction will be. I'm not saying I won't buy the song.
I would like to pay for the art that I want. I don't want to have art thrust at me and then be told afterwards that I need to pay for it.
Right.
That sounds very capitalist of me.
But I know what you mean. Yes. So I loved that. Can you tell us a little bit about the political nature of the Isle of Wight? Because I was looking for some kind of feminist guests that were local to the Isle of Wight, rather than just taking another comedian off another bill. And I was finding it a little bit hard to find feminist organisations on the Isle of Wight. Can you tell us a little bit about how the Isle of Wight is? Because you've got 2 MPs, one Labour and one Tory. Does that sort of reflect the Isle of Wight?
Well, the recent council elections, we almost had a Reform majority. And so I think the Isle of Wight is just generally quite split in its politics. We do have quite a good Green backing here as well. And I think probably, as you found, the political movements on the Isle of Wight just seem to be quite quiet and underground, but it is there.
Do you think it's because the quality of life is so good? It's hard to be angry when you're like, you know what, I would like the bins to be taken every week, but look at that ocean view.
Maybe. I think, as we said earlier, it's Pride this weekend. We still do have a huge backlash about Pride every single year.
You do?
Yeah, massively. They raised the flag at County Hall, and the photo went out on our local paper, and it was just full of, why do we need this? So it's... we do.
Why do you fucking care why we need these? Shut the fuck up and let us cheer and enjoy ourselves. Sorry. The fucking flag.
I know.
It's a rainbow, you miserable cunts. Sorry.
She's DFL.
Mate, I'm DFA. I'm from Australia.
So if other people want to start their own spoken word group that has this sort of political thrust, what should they do?
I think the workshops are the key, actually, because a lot of spoken word groups are just performance opportunities. And so most of our good discussions come through our workshops. And so we've had kind of workshops on the male gaze in poetry, and we read other poets' poems quite a lot and talk about them, and I think that's where the good discussion comes from. So I'd say don't just offer performance, offer workshops, because that's kind of A, how you can grow as a poet, but also B, where you can have the important discussions with each other. and ultimately get better poetry from it as well.
So do you have a group every week?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks you come together. Do you charge for it, or you just meet in a room above a pub or something?
No, it's free. The Exchange support that, so we're really lucky that we have that as a venue. We can use the space for free, and we offer kind of the first part is supposed to be this nice quiet part where we talk about like the skills of poetry, and then the second part is always a little more energetic. Discussion.
And because all the other stuff we have. From that we've built up. We have an open mic called the Speakeasy, which is once every 2 months, and that is we showcase some of the Vex poets and just open it up to everyone else. And then we have a zine as well called Vex Bomb, which has a special we just have a special new issue which is all about the Fringe and the garage and stuff, and that's full of political stuff as well.
I've got a copy of that. It's really terrific.
Thank you.
So Isle of Wight people, will you go and see the garage while it's on? Absolutely.
Thank you.
And are any of you tempted to go to the workshops? Yes, great. 4 of them. Okay, tempted.
That's fine.
And the Speakeasy, will you go and support it?
Can I ask one question? For people that find poetry alienating, or they find it, not elitist but very artsy, what do you say to them to get them engaged, and how can they tap into that part of themselves to use it as a form of expression and connecting?
So we kind of, the expression that I use a lot when we're talking about designing the workshops is that we want them to be accessible and aspirational. So we want to meet people wherever they're at, but also encourage them, like anybody can be a poet, and don't think of poetry as you probably learnt about it in school. Poetry can, if you say something is a poem, it's a poem. I'm not going to argue with you on that. So
is that a sort of kind of slightly tactful way of talking about the poems I did? If you say it's a poem, Deborah, who am I?
I've got a beautiful poem here. Sam, I am.
Would you, when this show is finished and everyone's going out, would you offer your brilliant box of poems to people?
Of course.
So you can come up and approach Cody and ask. It's you. You've got the box, haven't you?
I've got the box, and there's a menu of emotions that you can pick from that you want to feel.
So you can ask them what kind of poem. You can tell them what kind of poem you want, and they'll give you a lovely, lovely poem. Please try and go and support their live shows. Please try and go and support the workshops, and generally make this a bigger movement, because if you are feeling like you need to meet more people like you and do something, it's such a beautiful way of coming together. It's so therapeutic. In a world full of scrolling and bad news, it's just so wonderful to come together, read poetry, write poetry, perform poetry. And if that's not for you, you can go and support by being somebody who subscribes to their zine, somebody who comes and sits in the audience and encourages them. You've been a really wonderful audience today, and so I know that you will be a wonderful audience for them too. Is there anything you came to say that you didn't get to say?
Just that straight after this, we do have a showcase at the garage, so please come along and listen to some grievances being aired.
Yeah. And to get to the garage, you just have to climb up a cliff and then go across a cliff and then down a spiral staircase.
And there's no footpath to any of it.
There's no footpath. You may be killed by an oncoming car, but listen, it's so worth it, apparently. All right, thank you so much. Can I have a big round of applause for Cody and Ben? Felicity Ward, do you have any other shows, or have you done your show?
I've done my show. I did it last night, sadly. But if anyone is going to the Edinburgh Fringe, I'll be doing that show in the last 2 weeks. It's called I Wish I Could Come Out of My Shell.
Great. We all wish that.
It's an ironic title.
If you've not subscribed to the podcast, it really helps us if you just go wherever you get your podcast and hit subscribe. Roger, did you enjoy it? Fabulous. Will you subscribe to the podcast now? I'm not into podcasts. You are. You said it was fabulous. If you don't subscribe, you won't hear yourself. And I can't imagine, Roger, you don't want to hear yourself. You are a posh white man. You will want to hear yourself. This show is 10% Roger. Mariam?
No, that has never been said about any Guilty Feminist show.
What?
That it's 10% Roger.
It is now. Mariam, did you find this show convenient? She's convenient subscribed, of course she has. So, Roger, if you could subscribe, listen, it doesn't matter if you never listen to it. just subscribe. It really helps us out. And if you don't want to listen, just pop it on and turn the sound down, or leave the room. This helps us. This helps me, Roger. If you like books, I've written a book called 6 Conversations We're Scared to Have, and another one called The Guilty Feminist. All the podcasts are free. The books are not free, Roger. Please buy them. Okay? Thank you so much. So a big round of applause for Felicity Ward. All the wonderful people here at the Ventnor the arena. Our wonderful guests. You have been listening to The Guilty Feminist with me, Deborah Frances-White, guest co-host Felicity Ward, and our very special guests, Cody, Pevreall and Ben Holmes. The Guilty Feminist theme tune was composed by Mark Hodge. The producer for the spontaneous shot was Tom Selinsky. Thanks to Gina Dicio, Zainab Mohammed, Nell Bevan and everyone at the Ventnor Fringe, as well as all of you for listening. For more information about this and other episodes, visit guiltyfeminist.com.